Joining me now for more on this, Master Builders CEO Denita Wawn. Your reaction when you saw this story?
Unfortunately, not surprised. This is something that we've been aware of for a long period of time. It is just good that an investigation has been undertaken and we can now start taking action.
So an investigation, an independent one, the union's pledging. Do you have faith in that? Do you wait to see, you know, the standard presumption of innocence there for any accusations made?
Well, we don't have faith in a supposed independent review by the CFMEU themselves. We think that this is much bigger than that. We've called for a joint police strike force to look at the allegations of criminal activity. We've also seen during those segments potential cartel-like behaviour that again is an allegation that we think the ACCC needs to get involved. And also the Fair Work Ombudsman needs to be involved as well as to potential breaches of the Fair Working Act, including whether EBAs are actually genuinely have been agreed to in the past. But we think the government needs to go even further than that. Our members have been complaining about this for a long period of time, but they have been afraid to come out for fear of retribution. And so we say we also need protections for those who are willing to put themselves and provide evidence accordingly in a significant review that needs to be undertaken.
So how would that work? They can set up some sort of anonymous complaints process, you put in information, evidence, whatever it is? And
That's right. We've already got in our judicial system a range of opportunities where you can have effectively whistleblower type protections. We think that this now needs to apply to those complaining about allegations of inappropriate illegal behaviour on building sites. We had some level of protections during the ABCC. Of course, they have now been obliterated with the abolition of the ABCC. There is an opportunity here for the federal government to say recidivist behaviour, illegal activity is not acceptable in any community, and that we will put in new laws to ensure that behaviour is found to be upheld if officials are doing the wrong thing. They should be their status as an official should be taken away if they continually do the wrong thing. It is simple as that.
what about developers? So you say they're afraid, but clearly a lot get told, hey, you've got to do this, pay for EBAs and then do it. Shouldn't they just not be doing it? Aren't they perpetuating this as well?
Certainly there is a culture, particularly in Victoria, where people are doing it because it's the cost of doing business in Victoria. They have felt that there have not been significant safeguards to ensure that if they did call it out, that they wouldn't be simply lost and their livelihoods destroyed. So
it does perpetuate it though, doesn't it?
There's
If
certainly...
they pay the money, the union keeps going.
If any of the activities, whether it's union officials or anyone within the building industry, has actually amounted to any criminal behaviour, then they should be held accountable accordingly. It's as simple as that.
Okay.
And police, that should be part of a police strike force.
Seems like a universal view the government won't hit their home building target. Is that where you sit? And if someone, you know, sits you down in the pub, you'd have to tell them why in 30 seconds without going through the long sort of details. What do you tell them?
We won't hit the 1.2 million target. We think it will be just under 1 million. We're about to redo our figures yet again. And part of the reason why is industrial relations. It is sapped productivity out of our industry and we simply cannot meet supply. Supply is the answer. There are multiple reasons why we don't have supply, but our modelling suggests that industrial relations is the biggest inhibitor for us to meet supply targets.
What about the quality of builders though as well? Because we have had a lot go to the wall. It seems like in the past 20 years we've had more and more problems, particularly around larger apartment blocks. What's happening there? Why is the quality, to anecdotal evidence at least, dropped?
Well, we've, as an industry, have supported the Building Confidence Report that came out in 2019. In many respects, a lot of the recommendations from that report have not been implemented by regulators. We've said quality needs to improve, but it is up to governments to regulate the industry. We can do all we can to ensure best practice is implemented, but regulators have got to step up.
So there'll just be If people are allowed to cut corners, if builders or developers...
They shouldn't be allowed to cut corners. And our members say...
Isn't that a bit of a thing? Like, you're still building a house for someone and taking all this money. Does it not surprise you that they'll still cut the corners if they can? It's just about making more money, is it?
If regulators are not upholding the laws of this country, then people will take corners. And our members say to us, we're getting undercut by those doing the wrong thing.
You're saying it's non-members, none of your...
Well, I don't know. We're not saying it's members or non-members, simply saying those who complain to us are those who are saying they're getting undercut, they're trying to comply. So we say to governments of all regulators, give your regulators sufficient funds to do their jobs.
Denita Wawn, appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you.